Welcome to C Programming Tutorials. This is a production of YouTube channel Learnorama and the Facebook page Awesome C Programming Tutorials in High Def. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I would highly suggest that you do so and also become the fan of the Facebook page as well. This way you will be getting the notification of any new tutorials I post as soon as I post. Okay, so in today's tutorial we are going to learn how to read from a text file, and as you already know, that this is a series of tutorials going on different aspects of files, how to manage files, create them, manage them, etc. So in this tutorial we are going to learn how to read from file. In the previous tutorial we basically learned about how to open the file, close the file, how to write to a text file, and we also created a small database. So now we will learn how to read from a file. So let's get started. As you can see right now, this is kind of a template that you always use to when you are working with files. So you have a file pointer defined, and then you do an fopen on your file. You specify the file name here and the mode in which you want to open the file. So let's call our file name as data.txt, which will have, we are assuming that that file already has the data, and then we are specifying that we are actually trying to do open this file to read the data from it instead of writing it to it. This will only return a p file, a valid pointer to the file descriptor, if it could successfully open the file. For example, if the file does not exist, it will return null, and if it returns null, this will fail, and it will this comparison is going to fail, and then it's going to print this message out. So we will come here only if it was successfully able to open the file, and then we will do whatever we have to do here, and then we will eventually close the file. So let's see what we are going to do here. So before we start, let's look at the function that we are going to use to read from the file. So as we learned before, to print on the screen or on the console, we have to use the printf statement, and to print on the file or write to a file, we have to use fprintf. Similarly, if we want to enter, if you want to accept or input or read the data from the user from the console, we basically use scanf for that purpose. In the same way, to read from the file, we use fscanf. Now there are other functions to read from the file as well as from the user, but we will look at them later. But fscanf or scanf is very widely it's not a good function, by the way, to use, but it's a very versatile function in the sense that it could read all kinds of data, like string data, the integer data, and all kinds of data in this just one single function call, right? Whereas all the other functions to input the data are very specific to what type of data we are trying to input and stuff. So anyway, so let's since we are learning here, let's use the function fscanf. Okay, and just like before, when we have to input from the user, we do scanf, and then we specify the format of the data that we want to, the type of the data or format specifier that basically corresponds to the type of the data that we want to read, and then we followed by the variable names. For example, if you want to input a string, this is what you do: you declare a string of whatever size you expect the user to enter, and then you basically do this. You specify that it's a string, and then specify the variable or the address of the location where you want the data to go to, the string that the user input. Since the name is the array itself, it's the string itself, it's an array of characters, and the name of an array actually represents the address. So this will provide the address of the location where the data is going to go. In the exact same way, you could actually do a fscanf, which is basically a file scanf. All the functions related to files, you may have already noticed that they start with the letter F. The first argument, just like in fprintf, you have to specify the file descriptor here, and the other arguments are exactly the same as the scanf, whatever we have here. So you see that? So very simple. If you want to read as a name from a file, this is what you do. Okay, and then this will basically, this string will be read and it will be stored in this variable called name, and then you can always print this name out on the screen if you want to. So let's give it a try. But before we do that, obviously we have to have a file. So this is where my file data.txt is. Right now it's empty. As you can see, you don't have to have a program. You don't have to write a program using fprintf to be able to create the file. You can always go to Notepad or something. As long as the file is a text file, you could always create it like this. And then let's see if let's say it has one string, one name, Joe, in there. Okay, so we should be able to read that name inside this variable name here and then print it out. So we should see on the screen, we should see Joe written because it read it from this file data.txt. Okay, so let's compile it by pressing F9, and we did not see anything on the screen. And why is that? Oh, never mind. I left the scanf. This was just to understand, just to explain the similarity between the fscanf and the scanf. So it was expecting for me to enter some string there. We really don't need that. So let's run it again here. So we saw that Joe. So what happened here? It opened the file. It was successfully able to open it because the file exists and it has this data, which is the name of this person, Joe. And then we actually do a fscanf, which basically says the read from this file, which we just opened, and then read a string from it, and then store it in name. And the what is the string that it has? Oops. Here we go. The string is Joe, right? So this is what we see, Joe, right here. Okay, so it's very simple. Remember, the strings are actually the way the strings are read from fscanf. Let's not go there. I don't have much time to explain. So let's do something else. Let's say there is a number followed by that string. Okay, so say score, right? So we have to provide the address of score, and I'll declare score as an integer here. Let's see. So, and in the file we will write right after here, after Joe, we will write 100. Okay, so see the similarity here, the string followed by a space followed by a number, %d. So you could read both of them in the same call to fscanf. Okay, in just one single call. You just do %s, %d, boom, it will read the name and put it in name, and it will read the integer score and put it in the variable score, right? So this is how the file looks like. So let's run it, and we need to print it also. Okay, and %d, you could print it in the same. It says print the string, then the next line, print the number, then the next line. And what's the number? Score, right? And then we recompile it, and look at this. It read Joe and 100 in just one statement here. Okay, with %s and space, the string space number, which was the format of our file here. String space number, right? And it read it and stored the name in the name variable and score in the score variable, and then it printed out. And the way it printed out was a string, next line, then number, and then next line. So this is what we got: the string, next line, number, and next line. So I'm going to stop here.